All right, welcome back here to Frankton Town and Country Youth League field here in Frankton, Indiana. We're going to get things going just a little early here. Game number 13, Rochester taking on Plymouth with a chance to move on to tomorrow night's championship game. The winner plays at 6 p.m. versus Fairfield. The loser is done. We're down to 3 teams. Fairfield has punched their ticket to the championship. Rochester and Plymouth play next here for the second ticket to the championship game. Rochester going to be the visitors on the scoreboard. Lead things off for the Zebras. Number 29, Wyatt Davis, the center fielder. Number 2 is going to be number 5, Drew Bowers, the second baseman. Batting third will be number 10, Tanner Reinarts, the shortstop. Batting cleanup will be number 13, Xavier Vance, the pitcher. Batting fifth will be number 6, Grant Clark, the catcher. Batting sixth will be number 2, Brady Morgan, the third baseman. Batting seventh will be number 18, Callan Fervida, the left fielder. Batting eighth will be number 17, Wesley Haynes, the first baseman. And batting ninth will be number 7, Brock Hook. He'll be out in right. Available for substitution, 21, Owen Prater, 12, Isaiah Escobar, and 3, Wade Bowers. For Plymouth, they'll be the home team. It's going to be Cheney, Jessen, Bowling, Jordan, Bales, Delp, Wolf, Christensen, C, and Mackey. Have to figure out where they are playing at when they get out in the field. Did not put that on the rosters they brought up from the team. So we'll figure out their positions here when they go out in the field, as they're going to be in the field in first here, as Rochester will be at bat. So getting started just a little bit ahead of our 5:30 scheduled time. So final instructions being made here for both teams by the coaches. And the Plymouth team going to take the field. Some of them in their normal spots. Trey Jordan at first. Looks like Wolf is going to be at second base, as the pitcher is going to be number 25, Caleb Bowling, the normal second baseman. 67, Cheney is at short. Trey Delp in his normal spot at third base. Behind the plate is Jessen, as usual, for Plymouth. Out in center is going to be Malachi C. Over in left is Bales. And in right field, Christensen over in right. Right field for Christensen. So Parker Wolf is going to be an extra hitter, and Mackey going to be an extra hitter, batting all 11 here in this one for the Pilgrims. All right, first pitch in for a ball. We are underway. Leadoff batter Wyatt Davis, center fielder for the Zebras. Shows bunt. It's going to be strike one. Caleb Bowling on the mound for Plymouth. I have to check back. There's a swing and a miss. First time I believe that I've seen Bowling pitch for Plymouth in the 10-plus games that I've done for him over the last couple of tournaments. So looks like he's doing very well here to start. Count is 2-2 here for Davis. Drew Bowers, Tanner Reinhardt, your first 3 batters for the Zebras. Davis able to foul that one back, stay alive. Count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's our last game of the day. We'll be back tomorrow with the 6 p.m. championship game 1, 7:45 if necessary for the final and deciding game. So Davis goes down on the strikeout. It's going to bring up Bowers with Reinhardt on deck. Just getting underway with the game between Rochester and Plymouth. Elimination game here. Decide who goes on to the championship game. There's a shot coming in, not able to make the catch. Out there is C. Nice little hit there by Bowers. So man on for Reinhardt's. Tanner jacked 2 home runs in the game versus Fairfield earlier today. There's a shot up the middle. It's going to hit the plate or second base. So not a home run for Reinhardt's this time around, but able to get aboard, moves Bowers over to second. And number 13, Xavier Vance, going to be up to the plate here. Been in a little bit of a hitting slump in this tournament, so let's see if he can break out of it here for us. See what bowling gives him, if he gives him anything over the plate. Did have a hit in the last game. Way outside, so they're going to stay away from Vance, at least through the first 2 pitches. Grant Clark on deck. Yeah, not even giving him anything close. That was almost out of the right-handed batter's box there. So it looks like they're going to walk the bases loaded with Vance. 4 pitches with the walk. Vance is aboard. Grant Clark comes up with 1 out and the bases loaded. On deck is number 2, Brady Morgan. See if Clark can get a hit here for the Zebras. Get 1 or 2 runs in for him. It'd be nice to see. This is inside 2-0. Swing and a miss. That one right over the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Clark. Gonna have to protect here with 2 strikes. Brady Morgan on deck. Outside corner, Clark goes down looking, out number 2. So that brings up Morgan with 2 down here in the top of the first. Bases loaded for the Zebras. That one popped back out of play for strike 1. Runners going. Bowers able to get in on the pass ball. So good base running there by Drew Bowers. Reinhardt and Vance move over as well. A swing and a miss for out number 3, but one run does score for Rochester here in the top of the first. Zebras leading 1-0 after one. Half of an inning, I guess. When we come back for Plymouth, it'll be Cheney, Jessen, and Bowling for the bottom of the first. Be back in a moment here in RTC TV4. All right, welcome back here to Frankton as we get set to go for Plymouth's half of the first inning. Rochester got one run on the pass ball. Drew Bowers, some good base running, gets in. They had one run on 2 hits with 2 left on. Coming up here in the bottom of the first, leading things off is going to be the shortstop, number 67, Jack Cheney. On the mound for Rochester is going to be Xavier Vance. All right, it's going to be Cheney, Jessen, and Bowling for Plymouth when we get back, or when we come up here in the bottom of the first.
Number 67, Jack Cheney.
Plymouth had about a 45-minute turnaround from their victory over Frankton. Rochester played Fairfield in their first game at 1 o'clock, losing by a score of 6-2. So they've had a bit of a break here waiting. Winner moves on, plays Fairfield. Loser is done. 2 balls, no strikes for Jack Cheney. Vance finds the outside corner for strike 1. (3-1) for Cheney. Vance finds that one. Count goes full now for Jack Cheney, leading off things here in the bottom of the first for Plymouth. There's a shot out in the left. Fervida gets by him. Cheney wheeling around. He's going to play into third with a triple to lead things off for Plymouth. So leadoff man is aboard at third for Preston Jessen with Caleb Bowling on deck. Ball 2 for Jessen. Vance gets that one in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two now. There's a shot into shallow right coming in, and that one's going to drop in front of the right fielder Hook. In at second with an RBI double is Jessen. And Plymouth has tied things up here in the bottom of the first. 1-1. Still no outs for Bowling. On deck is number 22, Trey Jordan, first baseman for the Pilgrims. There's a shot out into right center. That's going to be trouble. That's going to get down. Rounding third is Jessen, and he's going to score. Bowling going to be in with an RBI double for Plymouth. That'll bring up number 22, Trey Jordan. Plymouth now with the lead 2-1. There's another hard hit ball out into right center. It's going to be against the fence. And they're going to switch positions. Bowling will score. And Jordan in with a RBI double. Still no outs here in the bottom of the first. Mason Bales at the plate. Trey Delp on deck. That one's going to hurt. That went off his foot. Foul for strike 1. Mason's going to walk that one off. All right, Bales back in the box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trey Delp on deck. Zebras still trying to find their first out here in the bottom of the first. Plymouth with 3 across. And Trey Jordan at second. Bales walks. So runners at first and second for Plymouth for Trey Delp. Second baseman Preston Wolf on deck. Coach Vance out to talk to the team here. A little strategy. They're still trying to find that first out here in this bottom of the first. Bale still hobbling around a little bit over there at first base after that foul ball off of his foot. All right, number 3, Trey Delp, the batter, shows bunt. Down the middle for strike 1. There's a shot out into left center. Nice job by Davis coming over, making the catch. Back over and the out. Nice job getting that in. They got Jordan on the comeback for the second out, so double play there. So Wolf comes up. That was a big play here for the Zebras. Nice job by Davis. That was big range getting over, making that catch. Jordan did not think that catch was going to be made, went farther over towards third base than he should have, and able to get back and double him up. There's a shot over, play to second for out number 3, so the Zebras able to find 3 outs here in the bottom of the first after Plymouth gets 3 runs, but it could have been worse. But what a play out there in center by Davis. And then the 4-6 put out to end the inning, retires the side. 3 runs across for Plymouth in the inning. They had 3 runs on 4 hits, left 1 on base. Coming back in the top of the second for the Zebras, Fervida, Haynes, and Hook. When we get back here with the top of inning number 2 on RTC TV4. All right, leading off for the Zebras here in the top of the second. Number 18, Callan Fervida. Wesley Haynes on deck, Hook in the hole. Zebras going to need to get their bats going. They got one in the top, but gave up 3 in the bottom of the first. Trailing 3-1 here as we start off with the second inning. Fouled back. Didn't see any of those in this game where he was out in the field, and he gets back behind the plate and catches one. Oh, the ump, Kali, he's been taking a beating out there today. Took a break. Took a break in that game with Plymouth, and Frankton was out in the field. Didn't see any foul tips going back, and then takes one. One's fouled back, strike 2. Gets away from Bowling. Going to be a full count now for Fervita, leading things off here in the top of the second for the Zebras. Fervita is going to get the walk, so the leadoff man aboard here for Rochester brings up first baseman number 17, Wesley Haynes, with nobody out. Brock Hook on deck. That one's going to be popped up and out of play. Both these teams playing their second game of the day. There's a shot over to second. Wolf to Cheney, gets the out at second. Can't turn it as the ball pops out of his glove. So they get the lead runner on the out. Haynes is going to be aboard. So one down for Brock Hook with Haynes on first. On deck, leadoff hitter Wyatt Davis. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Hook. And a swing and a miss for out number 2. Hook goes down swinging. Back to the top of the lineup, Wyatt Davis with Drew Bowers on deck. Davis struck out in the first. Went in for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a shot. Over is Wolf, and the out for the 3rd out. So no runs. 1 hit, 1 left on for Rochester in the top of the second. The bottom of the second we go. For Plymouth, when we come back, it's going to be Parker Wolf, Jack Christensen, Malachi C. Plymouth leading Rochester 3-1 after an inning and a half. We'll be back here in a moment on RTC TV4. All right, welcome back as we get going here with the bottom of inning number 2, leading things off for Plymouth, number 23, Parker Wolf. Jack Christensen, Malachi C. going to be your first 3 batters. Xavier Vance on the mound for the Zebras here in the second. Be popped back out of play for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike for Parker Wolf. There's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Wolf. First batter here of the bottom of the second for Plymouth. Jack Christensen on deck. There's a shot, going to find the outfield. And Wolf able to battle off and get on with 2 strikes. So Christensen comes up with 1 on, nobody out. Malachi C. on deck. First 2 pitches missed to C. That one catches the outside corner. 1 ball, or 2 balls and 1 strike. Sorry, Christensen. C is on deck. Clark not able to make the catch behind the plate. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shot over to Bowers, over to Reinhardt's. Not in time to turn 2, but they get the lead runner for the first out. So 1 down, 1 on for Malachi C. Blake Mackey on deck. That one gets away. Over to second goes Christensen. That one in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled back for strike 2, so Vance able to get ahead here. Shot right up the middle. Davis, a little trouble with it, and rounding in and scoring is Christensen. RBI single for C. Brings up Mackey with Cheney on deck. C takes second with the steal. Two balls, no strikes. Jack Cheney on deck for Plymouth. That one's fouled back out of play for strike one. Finds the outside corner. Count is full for Blake Mackey. And Mackey's going to take the base on the hit by pitch. It's going to bring up Cheney with Jessen on deck.
Number 67, Jack Cheney.
All right, leadoff hitter Jack Cheney on with 2 on for Plymouth. 1 out here. Popped up. Reinhardt's underneath it for out number 2. Brings up number 44, Preston Jessen, the catcher, with Caleb Bowling on deck. It's going to be bunted foul for strike one. Rochester can find a way to get this third out without letting any more runs go, trailing 4-1 here in the bottom of the second. I would call that a big win. That one's going to be popped back. Out of play, so strike 2 for Jessen. Got him at third. Oh, they got him. Nice job. Tanner Reinhardt tags him out. So C gets tagged out. They got a nice play there by Clark getting the ball down for out number 3. And a little bit of life here for the Zebras as they hold Plymouth to 1 in the bottom of the second. One run on 3 hits with 1 left on, and Jessen Going to be back up at the plate when we come back for the third. So going into the top of the third for the Zebras, it's going to be Bowers, Reinarts, Vance, first three batters when we come back here on RTC TV4. All right, leading things off here for Rochester in the top of the third, going to be number 5, Drew Bowers. There's a pop out in the center, coming in, not able to make the catch. C not able to get underneath it, so Bowers 2 for 2 for Drew. Gets on for Reinarts. Reinarts had a single back in the first. He had 2 big jacks in the first game of the day against Fairfield. That one's going to be in a shallow right. Coming back, making the catch is the second baseman, Wolf. It's going to bring up Xavier Vance, 1 out here in the third. That was a nice play from the fence, basically, by Cheney, the new catcher. For Plymouth, but Bowers able to get in under the tag for the steal. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Vance. Again, Bowers able to get in under that. Nice throw again by Cheney. Not making anything easy for the Zebras. So with first base open, chances of getting anything across the plate here for Vance are minimal. On deck is Clark, who struck out looking in the first. So Vance gets another walk. Grant Clark comes up to the plate with 2 on, runners at the corners. 1 out here in the top of the third for the Zebras. On deck, number 2, Brady Morgan. One ball, 1 strike for Clark. Allen finds the outside corner for strike 2. There's a shot by Clark out into left center. That's going to get down and over the fence for a ground rule double. So that'll put Bowers across the plate. And that'll move Vance over to third. So Clark comes up big here in the third for the Zebras. Gets an RBI ground rule double. Brings up number 2, Brady Morgan with 1 out. Wade Bowers going to go run for Clark there at second base. That double cuts the lead for Plymouth in half, 4-2. Morgan able to get a piece of that. Morgan goes down with the strikeout for out number 2. Brings up Callan Fervida. Walked and then was thrown out on the fielder's choice. Rochester's left 3 runners on base through the first 2 innings, have 2 on here with 2 outs. Need to find a way to get those runs in. Tying run is at second. Go-ahead run is at the plate for the Zebras, but they gotta advance them here somehow. On deck, number 17, Wesley Haynes. (3-1) for Callan Fervida. There's a shot over to first for out number 3. They get 1 run back, but they leave 2 more on base. After 2.5, Plymouth leads Rochester 4-2. When we come back here in the bottom of the third, Preston Jessen, Caleb Bowling, and Trey Jordan be back in a moment here on RTC TV4. Jessen going to lead things off here in the bottom of the third for Plymouth. New pitcher on the mound, number 5, Drew Bowers for Rochester. It's going to be a strike on the foul ball. Xavier Vance pitched 2 innings, gave up 4 runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. And again, that one's going to be strike 2 on the bunt attempt by Jessen. Rochester able to pick up a run back in the top of the third, cut the lead in half. Trail 4-2 coming in here to the bottom of the third. Two balls, 2 strikes to Jessen. Caleb Bowling on deck with Trey Jordan in the hole. First 3 batters for Plymouth. There's a hard hit ball. Davis tracking, can't get the catch. Almost had that, had a glove on it. Would have been a spectacular catch out there in center field. Jessen is aboard with a double. Brings up Caleb Bowling with no outs and 1 on. Bowling had an RBI double in the first, had a string of RBI doubles for Plymouth in the first. On deck, 22, Trey Jordan. That was hard hit. Reinertz. Nice job. Holds the runner. Throw to first in time. What a play over there at short by Reinertz. Out number 1. Brings up the first baseman, number 22, Trey Jordan. He had an RBI double in the first, before getting doubled up on the pop fly by Trey Delp. Gets that one in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Jordan. 1 out, 1 on here for Plymouth, bottom of the third. Drew Bowers on in relief here in the bottom of the third for Rochester. Switched spots with Xavier Vance. He moved over to second. There's a hard hit ball. That could be out. And that's out of here. Home run, 2-run home run. Trey Jordan. Adds 2 more, makes it 6-2 here in the bottom of the third for Plymouth. Mason Bales comes to the plate with 1 out, nobody on for the Pilgrims. Reinhardt's back to make the catch for out number 2. Brings up number 3, Trey Delp, the third baseman. On deck is 32, Preston Wolf. Fouls that one back for strike 1. That one's popped up in the left. Coming over, making the catch is Fervida for out number 3. Plymouth tacks on 2 more runs on the home run by Trey Jordan in the bottom of the 3rd, leading 6-2 after 3. When we come back in the top of the 4th for Rochester, it's going to be Haynes, Hook, and Davis. Be back in a moment on RTC TV4. All right, Wesley Haynes going to lead things off here in the top of the 4th for the Zebras, trailing 6-2 after 3. There's a shot. That's going to take a hop over the shortstop, Wolf, and Haynes is going to be aboard with a leadoff single. It's going to bring up number 7, Brock Hook, with Wyatt Davis on deck. Caleb Bowling on the mound for Plymouth here in the 4th. He's gone the whole way so far. Throw back over. Haynes back in. 1 ball, no strike for Hook. He's fouled back, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another one fouled back for Hook. Count goes to 1-2, so he's going to have to protect here with 2 strikes. No outs, top of the 4th for the Zebras. Haynes on first, Davis on deck. And fights that one off. It's going to be out of play. Count stays 1-2. Count goes full now for Hook. Payoff pitch from Bowling. Swing and a miss. Hook goes down, out number 1. It's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Wyatt Davis, 0 for 2 on the afternoon for Wyatt. Drew Bowers on deck. Davis with a big cut on that one, misses for strike 1. That one just foul. No balls, 2 strikes. That one misses down low, 1 and 2 for Davis. They rung him up on that. Out number 2. Brings up number 5, Drew Bowers. 2 for 2. Sends the first pitch out into left for out number 3. So Haynes gets on with a leadoff single, not able to move him around. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left on for Rochester. We go to the bottom of the 4th for Plymouth. Preston Wolf, Parker Wolf, Jack Christensen when we get back. RTC TV 4. All right, Drew Bowers on the mound here for Rochester in the bottom of the 4th. Leading things off for Plymouth, number 32, Parker Wolf. Preston Wolf, sorry, Parker's next. Parker's on deck, and Jack Christensen in the hole. First 3 batters for Plymouth. That one's a ball on the inside corner. Hard hit. That's going to get out to left field. And Wolf is aboard with a leadoff single for Plymouth. It's going to bring up Parker Wolf with Christensen on deck. Zebras trailing 6-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. That one's going to trail foul for strike 1. Second game of the day here for both squads. Plymouth turning around after a victory in game right before this over the host Frankton. Rochester lost at 1 o'clock to Fairfield. Fairfield punched their ticket to the championship game. Second year in a row, Fairfield's playing for a championship here in the 12U finals. They are the defending champions in 12U. Winner of this game will play Fairfield tomorrow at 6 for the championship. Loser is done. Right now, Plymouth with a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Two-two count here for Parker Wolf. Jack Christensen on deck. There's a shot over to second. And Wolf is going to be in at third. Parker is going to move over to second on the throwing error. So that'll bring up Christensen with no outs. Runners at second and third for Plymouth. On deck is Malachi C. That one's going to be fouled out of play. That one gets away. Wolf is going. Plate to plate. No! They're going to say he's safe. Looked like he had him. That was close. So run in for Plymouth. Close play at the plate. Runner is safe. Run number 7 coming across for Plymouth. That one's going to get down. Parker Wolf's going to score. Christensen with an RBI single. Scoring run number 8, bringing up Malachi C. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's going to get past all the way to the fence. C is chasing down Christensen. Inside the Parker for C. 4 runs across. Makes it 10-2 in favor of Plymouth here in the bottom of the 4th. Mackey aboard. Back to the top here with Jack Cheney, the shortstop. Cheney 1 for 2 on the afternoon. There's a hard hit ball out in the left. In with a single is Cheney. That's going to bring up Jessen with Caleb Bowling on deck. Jessen has 2 doubles on the day, 2 for 2. 2-0 count here for Jessen. Fouls out and back, strike one. There's a shot. Reinhardt's can't get it on the backhand. Everybody's going to be in safe. Brings up number 25, Caleb Bowling, with Trey Jordan on deck. With the bases loaded, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Coach Vance on to talk to the guys there at the mound. All right, so coach heading back, everybody going back to their spots. Bases are loaded, no outs, bottom of the fourth for Plymouth. Up to the plate, number 25, Caleb Bowling. Plymouth trying to make it back to the championship game against Fairfield. That one finds the outside corner. Right back to Bowers. Out at the plate. Nice heads up play by Bowers. Gets the lead runner for out number one. That's going to bring up number 22, Trey Jordan, the first baseman. He's 2 for 2. With a 2-run home run his last time up in the third. An RBI double back in the first. There's a shot that's going to get the gap. 1 run is in. And the second run is in, and that's going to make it 12-2, and that's going to be your game. So Plymouth is going to advance. Zebra's season is going to come to an end. 6 runs here in the bottom of the fourth for Plymouth. And they're going to 10-run Rochester. 12-2 is going to be your final score. So tomorrow night at 6 p.m. it's going to be Fairfield versus Plymouth for the championship. Fairfield wins that game, they are the champs. Plymouth wins that game, they will come back and play a second and deciding game at 7:45. So we'll be back with coverage of that tomorrow night here from Frankton at 6 p.m. We appreciate the viewership, everybody that's tuned in to our games here all week long. One more night of coverage here from Frankton. Be back tomorrow. For everyone back at the office, Scott Sager and everyone there, we thank you for tuning in. Steve Stricker saying goodnight here from Frankton, where the final score, Plymouth 12, Rochester 2. Be back tomorrow at 6 with the championship game. It's Plymouth and Fairfield. Thanks for tuning in.